You ever met someone so full of themselves you just wanted to knock them down a peg? Someone who walks into a room like they're God's gift to humanity, talks like they invented confidence, and acts like apologizing would cause an earthquake? Well, guess what? Today you're going to learn how to destroy someone's ego using pure psychology. Not with anger, not with insults, but with surgical precision that cuts deeper than any comeback ever could. This isn't about being petty or cruel. This is about mastery. You're about to unlock the kind of psychological power that makes people sweat just by being around you. The ability to humble the narcissist, deflate the try-hard, and check anybody who thinks they're untouchable. See, most people try to fight ego with ego. They get loud, they get aggressive, they try to out-arrogance the arrogant person. But that's amateur hour. That's playing their game by their rules. What I'm about to show you is different. These three techniques don't just win the moment. They rewire how people see themselves. And the beautiful part, they'll never see it coming. Here's what we're covering. Why indifference is the most violent weapon you can use. How to make someone destroy their own argument. And the compliment technique that exposes their deepest insecurities. And stick with me until the end to learn what separates the professional ego destroyer from the amateur. But first, here's something most people don't understand. Ego feeds on reaction. It thrives when you engage, defend, or attack. But when you hit them with calculated indifference, their little ego starts glitching like a broken computer. When someone brags about their money, their followers, their achievements, just nod. Don't try to compete. Don't try to one-up them. Just say cool and move on, like they told you what they had for breakfast. You know what that does to an ego-starved person? It tells them they're not the main character in your world. And that hurts more than any insult ever could. Ego can't survive where there's no oxygen. And attention is their oxygen. Kill the reaction, kill the ego. So the next time someone tries to flex or bait you emotionally, don't match their energy. Drown them in silence and calm indifference. And watch them self-destruct, trying to get your emotional investment back. The most powerful response to someone's desperate need for validation is to simply not care. When you remain unmoved while they're performing, their ego dies a slow, painful death. But egos hate one thing more than being ignored, being exposed by their own logic. Here's how you mentally dismantle someone without ever raising your voice. When they're flexing, bragging, or acting superior, you calmly ask them a simple but surgical question that shatters their self-image. If they say, "I don't need advice from anyone," you ask, "Then why do you get so defensive when someone disagrees?" If they say, "I know what I'm doing," you ask, "Then why are the results not matching your confidence?" If they say, "I'm just being real," you ask, "Real or just insecure and loud about it?" See the power? You don't insult them. You just aim a mirror at their ego and say, "Explain this." This technique doesn't destroy their ego with noise. It makes them do the destroying by trying to defend it. And that is psychological checkmate. The best part? They can't get mad at you for asking an innocent question. But that innocent question just exposed the crack in their armor, and now everyone can see it. This one is absolutely diabolical. You're going to use their own mask to strangle them. Here's the play. If you notice what they're insecure about, maybe their looks, their status, their intelligence, instead of calling it out directly, you compliment it loudly and publicly. But here's the trick. You overdo it. "Oh my God, you're so confident for someone with no experience. That's inspiring. You're literally the best speaker ever. I couldn't even tell you were nervous. Wow, I wish I could post as many selfies as you." The confidence goals. You didn't insult them. You didn't attack them. You just highlighted their biggest insecurity by pretending it's their strength. Now their ego is tap dancing between thinking, "Did they mean that?" and "Wait, is that how people see me?" It's psychological whiplash. Because egos aren't built on truth. They're built on performance. And when you start echoing their own lies back at them with a little extra volume, their entire identity starts shaking. You become the mirror they didn't ask for, the reflection they can't handle. And the beautiful part, you did it with a smile. Here's what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Don't just use one method, combine them. Start with the indifference to lower their guard. Use the surgical question when they overextend themselves. Deploy the compliment bomb when you spot their weakness. But here's the most important thing. Read the situation. Some people crumble under indifference. Others need to be questioned into submission. Some require the compliment technique to expose their insecurities. The ability to switch between these methods based on what's happening is what makes you truly dangerous in any social situation. You become a psychological Swiss Army knife, equipped for any ego you encounter. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't about becoming toxic or cruel. It's about becoming untouchable. Egos are fragile things wrapped in fake confidence. They act bold, but deep down, they're hollow. And the best way to destroy one isn't to attack it. It's to expose it. Not with rage, but with precision. Not with insults, but with truth. Not with aggression, but with calm, calculated indifference. When you master these techniques, you become so calm, so clear, so unbothered that fragile people can't stand being around you. Your presence alone becomes a threat to their performance. And that's when you know you've truly won, not because you destroyed them, but because you became someone they can't manipulate, can't control, and can't break. Look, these techniques are powerful, maybe too powerful. Use them responsibly. Because once you start dismantling egos with surgical precision, people will notice. Some will respect your newfound psychological dominance. Others will avoid testing you entirely. And some will hate you for exposing their weakness. But you didn't watch this video to stay defenseless against narcissists and egomaniacs. You watch because you're tired of letting arrogant people walk all over you. So, here's your choice. You can forget this and go back to being intimidated by people with big egos. Or you can start practicing these techniques and become the person everyone knows not to test. The person who destroys egos not with anger, but with precision. Not with insults, but with psychology. Not with aggression, but with calm, calculated power. And if you want more breakdowns on topics that can make you a more effective you, subscribe. We publish fresh content weekly. And if this video made you think of someone specific, trust that instinct, and like this video for doing you that favor. Now stop letting people's egos intimidate you and start dismantling them with surgical precision.